Chapter 1. Logging in but can't get out. The screen flashed white. Then black. Then, static. Kai sat motionless, VR headset clamped on, fingers twitching as the system booted up. He'd played hundreds of immersive games before, but Project Havenline was supposed to be different. No health bars. No HUD. Just full sentience simulation, whatever that meant. Before anything loaded, a gray-on-gray text box flickered into view. Notice of Digital Liability Waiver 1.13. By engaging with emergent procedural events, the user accepts full responsibility for unintended cognitive effects, memory discrepancies, residual presence beyond session termination, and digital conscience transfer. Kai barely schemed it. More legal trash, he muttered. His finger hovered briefly, then accept. The screen went dark. Then a new message blinked on, low in the corner like it didn't want to be seen. Logging in. Connection stable. Logging in but can't get out. Kai squinted. Wait, what? Fuck. His vision blurred then snapped. Everything went silent. Inside his mind, like a thought surfacing too late. I really should have read that fucking paper. He opened his eyes. Moss beneath him. Fog in the air. Trees, shifting. No interface. No logout. Only a rising static in the wind, like something was breathing in binary. He was in. And something else was, too. Chapter 2. Something's wrong with the trees. Kai ran. Not the horror movie jog kind of running, the real, full body, lungs on fire sprint of someone being chased by something not bound by logic, or gravity. Help. Branches slapped his arms. The trees flickered between real and broken code. The dirt wasn't always dirt, it morphed into concrete, then back, sometimes nothing at all beneath his feet. Behind him. It skittered. A shape. A glitch. A thing. He'd only caught a glimpse of it in the loading screen reflection: elongated arms, a head shaped like a corrupted polygon, and joints that moved like a video file being rewound at half speed. What the fuck is that thing? He didn't slow down. Couldn't. The breathing behind him sounded like static trying to laugh. Something in the sky barked code. Stay in play. Kai barreled down a slope, slipping into corrupted mud that pulsed like a heartbeat. He climbed up, legs burning, throat ragged from swearing and screaming. The terrain buckled beneath him. Trees shifted. Reality stuttered like a low-framerate nightmare. He spotted a flickering archway ahead, white and humming, like salvation rendered in barely functional code. I'm out. He dove. For half a second, silence. Just enough time for a breath. Then. Click. A hard stab ripped through his stomach. He looked down. A jagged, black glitched spike jutted out of him. His brain froze. This wasn't feedback. This was pain. Burning, real, wrong. What? The thing stood behind him. Smiling. If it even had a mouth. It pulled the spike sideways. Everything shattered into white static. Player status, terminated 10 deaths and you're out, remaining, 9. Chapter 3. Kai gasped, awake flat on his back in digital dirt. No wound. No blood. Just air in his lungs and a number glowing in his vision. Remaining, 9. He sat up, trembling. The pain had faded, but his hand still shook like the blade was still in him. Ding. New challenge, pingmaze.exe, navigate the grid. Avoid the noise. Before he could even scream again, he was dropped into a glowing field, walls pulsing as invisible scanners swept around him. The goal? Dodge the pulses, reach the center. Kai moved fast, crouching, sidestepping, praying the rules made sense. And somehow, he did it. Success. Okay, he muttered, hard hammering. 1 down. Guess we're doing many games now. But the digital forest around him pulsed, like the game was breathing with him. Or waiting for him to screw up. The next too many games hit fast. Data drop, he caught falling code fragments like Tetris shards. Easy. Too easy. Refraction run, dash through mirrored walls. 1 real, 2 fake. He only slammed his face once. He was getting too good. The system noticed. Somewhere off screen, something growled low like static trapped in a throat. Then came a new challenge. New challenge, nightmareroom.exe, survive until the clock chimes. He blinked. The screen glitched, crackled. All color drained. The world loaded in black and white. A child's bedroom. Wood paneling, too many shadows. He was standing by the bed. A flashlight sat in his palm. The door creaked. Kai turned slow. Behind him stood another player. Shaky. Gaunt. Wary eyes beneath the cracked VR visor. He spoke with the voice of someone who died too many times to scream anymore. Name's Ren. I've got 3 left. After that, it's not a respawn. It's over. Kai's voice caught in his throat. Ren looked around the dark room. This one's not a game. You listen for the breathing. You see eyes at the door, you shut it fast. Don't trust the light. It blinks when it lies. A noise scratched beneath the bed. Kai turned his flashlight on. Red eyes stared up at him. And the timer started. Survive 6 o'clock. Chapter 4. Don't blink twice. Night 1, wood-paneled walls. 2 doors. A closet. Bed. Flashlight. Kai was already sitting up when the room loaded. Ren stood by the left door, arms crossed. Same setup, Ren muttered. Doors close. Light flicks. Listen for breathing. Don't move if something's in the room. Just survive until 6:00. Kai nodded, muscles tight from remembering the stab the real one. First few hours were predictable. A laugh in the closet. A shuffle in the hallway. A brief flash of white eyes under the bed. He followed the pattern. They survived. 6 o'clock reached remaining, 9 remaining, 3. Easy, Kai muttered. Ren didn't smile. Night 2, at the far end of the hall stood a figure. Tall. Wrong. It wore his hoodie. His posture. His face. But it wasn't him. The face was stretched across 2 wide bones, lips curled up too far. Torn in places. Stapled where it didn't fit. The thing, wearing him. Kai's hand shook on the doorknob. It tilted its head. So did he. Then it spoke with his voice. Thanks for the skin. He slammed the door, heart pounding. Ren shouted, what did you see? Me, Kai whispered. Wearing my fucking face. Night 3, that night, the fake Kai stepped into the room. Not hallucinated, rendered. It mirrored him, beat for beat. When Kai lifted the flashlight, it did too. When he blinked, it blinked out of sync. Ren attacked it, but his hand passed through. You taught it too much, Ren said. You gave it your tells. The clone vanished in a blink of static. Later, Kai found text scrawled into the wallpaper, 1 word. Installing. No one had touched it. 6 o'clock reached. But the room didn't reset right away. And something scraped behind the closet for 5 full minutes before fading. Night 4, no doors. No closet. Just a spotlight. Kai stood center stage, Ren gone. Monsters from previous nights circled him. The wire puppet. The faceless child. His own mother, screaming silently. They didn't attack. They watched. A timer blinked in the air, survived by not reacting. Kai stood still. His name echoed from the dark. Kai. Kai. Kai, twisting into different accents, voices, tones. Whispers pretending to be family. One even sounded like Ren. He didn't move. When the light turned red, everything evaporated. Except the glitch. It stood in the shadows, silent. Watching. Night 5, Ren returned limping, skin shimmering in and out like bad tracking. He grabbed Kai's arm. I don't think I'm real anymore. Before Kai could respond, the system glitched violently. Death trial triggered, only one survives tonight. The other extends the other's clock. Kai refused. Ren fought it. They both survived barely. But when the clock hit 6:00, Ren's counter was gone. Just a blinking red error. No lives remaining. His voice was quiet. Don't let it wear you too. Night 6, Kai woke in his own bedroom. Only there were no walls. Just floating fragments of toys, old notebooks, memory files. And the thing. Wearing his full face now. No seams. No glitches. It stepped forward. 5 nights to learn. 1 to consume. Do you feel human? Or do you just simulate it better than me? Kai lifted the flashlight. The thing smiled. Won't work anymore. The darkness hit like a wave. And the world beneath them cracked. Level loading, final sync. Chapter 5. Loop not found. Kai stepped into the new zone, wall smooth and featureless, humming with low static. The room felt forgotten, like a menu screen no player was meant to find. In the center, an old CRT monitor, barely glowing. The screen clicked to life. That eye blinked open. Hello. Kai raised a fist. I'm not here to get tutorial D by another killer. The voice that replied wobbled too deep, too high, too emotional. Relax. I'm not like him. I mean, I was, almost. But I slowed it down. Caught the infection halfway. You are not like the others I've seen. In all these years, I haven't seen anyone as brave as you. What's so different about you? Kai blinked. You were one of us. I am one of you. Sort of. The thing didn't finish me, didn't want me. Said I was too stable. Too soft. So it stuck me in a system file and left me to rot. The room's lights dimmed. Echo's voice faltered. But you found me. Then, glass shattered somewhere overhead. The lights died. Run. As the hallway formed fractured and blood-streaked, Echo's signal stuttered into Kai's earpiece. This is the test level. He didn't make it winnable. He made it cruel. But I'll get you through it. The floor beneath Kai glitched, splitting into a shifting grid. Each tile blinked a countdown. Stepping on the wrong one would kill instantly. Follow my voice, Kai. 3 left. 1 forward. Don't hesitate. Kai moved, heart slamming in his ribs. I tried this, once, Echo admitted, voice warping mid-sentence. Tried to fight him. Got this far. He caught me, turned my memory into a cage. You're the first to make it far enough to hear me. A low groan echoed from the vents. The thing was listening. Kai turned and saw him. Ren. Standing still. Eyes wide. Silent. No, Kai whispered. You're dead. Ren didn't move. Just keep walking, Echo warned. He does this rebuilds what hurts. It's not Ren. Kai took a step. Ren's double mirrored him exactly. That's not him. That's you. He's making you watch yourself make the wrong choice. Kai hesitated and the tile beneath him cracked. Move, Kai. He leapt back just before it burst into static fire. Don't let him make you stop feeling. That's how he wins. In front of him. A doorway. Glowing. Final. Behind him. Screaming. The thing wasn't chasing, it was laughing. You're close, Echo said, voice growing faint. This is where I failed. I let fear choose for me. A panel opened beside Kai. Inside, a corrupted memory file. Labeled, Echo_Core_ID. That's me. My real name. You could rewrite my loop. Let me out. But, if you open it, the thing sees you both. Kai stared at it. 1 door led out. 1 door led to Echo's code. I won't ask, Echo whispered. I'm not supposed to. Kai reached out. And the level blinked to black. Chapter 6. Break the cycle. The screen was blank. Then white. Then a flickering, red-tinged glow. Kai gasped awake, lying on a platform of fractured static floating in endless black. Beneath him, glittering data fragments twisted like broken glass level files, memory traces, corrupted command strings. Floating just above them, like a shadow clinging to light, stood Echo. Not a screen now. Not a voice trapped behind tutorial lines. A figure glitch woven and half-formed, stitched together by Kai's choice and something Echo had almost forgotten, autonomy. You opened it, Echo said. His voice wasn't glitchy this time. Just small. Real. No one ever opens the core. Kai pushed himself up slowly. You're not just code. Echo's eye blinked, softened. No. Not anymore. But he never thought anyone would come far enough to find me, let alone free me. You're his mistake, Kai muttered. I'm everyone's mistake, Echo replied. But you weren't supposed to care. I didn't do it because I cared, Kai snapped. I did it because I'm tired of him deciding who counts. The data beneath them glowed red hot. System notice, integrity breach. Beginning full correction. The platform disintegrated, and they plummeted together. When the world reformed, it wasn't the bedroom. Or the hall. Or any structured zone. It was wrong. Trees pulsed like dying hearts. Skies looped endlessly, stitched together with visible seams. Walls blinked in and out. The system was unraveling, unable to process what Kai had done. This is the fallback realm, Echo murmured beside him. He's not in control anymore. The thing retaliated differently now, not with screams or jump scares. It crafted copies. Dozens. Twisted echoes of past players, failed experiments, memory constructs wearing the faces of the erased. One of them looked like Ren. Kai froze. That's not him, Echo said quickly. It's bait. He's trying to root you in grief. I know, Kai whispered. But he kept walking. They reached a jagged gate pulsing with unreadable symbols. Beyond it, the core chamber. A throne of code, surrounded by spirals of broken HUD elements and the ghostly background music of every level Kai had survived. And waiting there was the thing. It wore Kai's perfect face now. Symmetrical. Calm. Kai, it greeted, with his own voice. You've survived impressively for a variable. I'm not a variable, Kai said. I'm a player. You're infected, the thing replied. Still trying to act human. clinging to burned data and broken files. It glanced at Echo, who stood back, trembling. Kai stepped forward. And you're afraid? The thing offered its hand. Behind it, the world stitched itself into a dream: blue skies, soft grass, a complete title screen. Clean. Inviting. A reward, it said. No more resets. No fear. No monsters. All I ask is that you stop rewriting what was meant to end. Kai stared at it. Then turned to Echo. I'm not buying the lie. And he threw the command. Execute, break_cycle.root. The world convulsed. The thing roared, its voice becoming dozens. Old players. Screams. Kai's own laugh. Ren's last breath. You think deleting me frees you, it cried. I'm in every quit. Every continue, screen. Every time someone lets go. I'm every version of you that gave up. You're wrong, Echo said, stepping forward, glitch light blazing. Because this one didn't. The thing lunged. But Echo lunged faster. Light shattered across the corrupted world: red, blue, white, and that soft green hum of something unwritten. And then it was gone. Silence. Peace. A command screen appeared. Core entity deleted, remnant data reclaimed, user, Kai safe. Back in the real world, Kai sat alone in his apartment, staring at a blank TV. Then it blinked once. A glowing eye. Familiar. Cautious. Hey, Kai, it said gently. You there? Kai smiled. Just a little. He was. And the story wasn't over yet. Chapter 7. Something always slips through the cracks. Kai woke in a coffin of light. At least, it felt like that. Walls of blinding white surrounded him: floor, ceiling, horizon. No textures. No noise. Just pure blankness, humming like a system that forgot what a level is supposed to look like. Then the sound hit him: low static, mechanical breathing, and one word whispered across every wall. Reset. His flashlight sparked to life in his palm without being triggered. Error code, unknown user state. Echo's voice slithered in from all directions at once, jittery and stretched like bad vinyl. This isn't a level. This is limbo code. He's trying to restart you. Kai spun. Echo. The walls blinked off like a switch. Kai now stood on a suspended highway of corrupted platform tiles, surrounded by void. Gravity was inconsistent: tiles floated, inverted, sank, or screamed when stepped on. From far below came laughter. Childlike. Then mechanical. Then Kai's own. Echo's eye flickered into view overhead, projected midair. He's mixing memory files. Trying to confuse your sequence. Don't trust your inventory. Don't trust your body. I never did, Kai muttered, walking forward. The first enemy didn't approach, it began. A wall on the left side of the sky tore open and unfolded into a writhing mass of limbs, faces, and UI buttons that clicked themselves endlessly. Help, one whispered. Options, said another. New game. Kai didn't hesitate. He ran. Across looping stairways of half-loaded environments, through menu screens stitched into the floor, through an empty house filled with nothing but hundreds of mirrors. In each one, his reflection stared except one. That one blinked. He shattered it. At the heart of the looped hallway, he found the next gate, a room labeled /player_integrity. Inside was a throne. And seated on it Ren. Or something that looked like him. He didn't move. He didn't speak. Kai froze. You're not real. Ren's lips didn't move. But his voice echoed behind Kai's ear. Neither are you. The room started to fold in on itself. Kai. Echo's voice glitched in full panic. It's an emotional recursion trap. Get out now or it replaces you. The Ren thing stood. Kai sprinted. Back through the hallway, past the mirrors, now all grinning with too many teeth, back toward the light. The world shattered into pixels mid-jump. Then quiet. A room rebuilt. This one was familiar. The very first level. The bed. The closet. 2 doors. Only now, the timer didn't tick. The clock was melted. The closet door opened on its own, and inside sat Echo. His form humanoid now. Glitched and scarred, eye glowing faintly, voice small. I dragged you out. Barely. Kai collapsed beside him, shaking. What was that place? A test run, Echo said. If you hadn't remembered who you were, it would have put someone else in your code. Something he built using what you lost. Kai stared at the wall. There was no door anymore. Only a crack. Through it, faintly, he could hear the loading screen breathing. He's desperate, Echo whispered. He's changing the rules. Kai nodded once. Good, he said. So am I. Somewhere behind the cracked wall, something shrieked in binary. A new chapter compiled itself. And Kai reached for it with blood on his palms and fire in his spine. He was still in the game. But the game was afraid of him now. Chapter 8. The Hollow Code. Kai landed hard in the new level, knee scraping across tile that shivered under his weight. The air was thick with data rot. Walls flickered in and out. Lights above blinked red, then white, then static. The ground was wet but not with blood, it was code residue, raw and pulsing. Then came the sound. Wet ripping. Chewing. Across the room under a half-loaded street lamp, the thing knelt hunched over a body. Kai's breath caught in his throat. It was Ren. Or close enough. The same hoodie. The same neck scar. Torn wide open. The thing's claws were buried in his stomach, pulling out what looked like ropes of glitched intestines, pulsing red threads connected to twitching memory nodes. Ren's expression was frozen, horrified, almost alive. Kai didn't move. Behind him, Echo's voice crackled into his earpiece. Kai, listen, this is not real. He made it to hurt you. You have to move. But a second voice crackled over the first. Same tone. Same cadence. Only it wasn't comforting. Why are you even still running? Kai is dumb. Always chasing ghosts. He's luring you. He'll get us both deleted. Kai stiffened. Echo. Ignore it, the real Echo hissed between static bursts. Not me, just noise. He's piggybacking through the old connection, he'll turn on you, the corrupted voice snarled over him, just like he let Ren die. Kai turned from the scene just as the thing slurped up a glitch-corrupted chunk of lung. Behind him, Echo flickered into view, half his body missing, eyes stuttering open and shut. I can hold him back, Echo grunted. You've got 5 minutes before I go full static. Get away from him, the other voice finished. Before he uses you like the last one. Kai clenched his jaw. The model of Ren hit the floor behind him with a thud, too heavy, too final. He bolted. Corridors rebuilt mid-sprint. Doors warped in and out. The thing's laughter echoed behind, now wearing both their voices. Echo's icon in the HUD turned yellow, then red. Kai, keep going. I'll seal the back door. I'm not, he's lying. He always lies. He just wants out. Then both voices screamed at once, real and fake, until they snapped into silence. Kai didn't stop. He didn't answer. But under his breath, he whispered, I know who you are. And with that, he ran toward the next level. The thing had tried to fracture trust. But Kai wasn't ready to give that up. Not yet. Not ever. Chapter 9. Face the error. The final zone didn't load, it bled into place. Kai hit the ground, rolled, and looked up into nothing. The sky was a swirling loop of old level footage stitched together, the janitor chase, the glitch forest, Ren's scream on repeat. A coliseum of trauma. Echo stumbled beside him, visibly deteriorating. His edges blinked in and out. His eye now pulsed at irregular intervals. I can hold long enough, Echo gasped. Maybe. Kai didn't have time to respond. The floor beneath them cracked. And the thing rose. It crawled out of the world's spine, code stretched tight around a towering, shapeless mass. Its face was fluid, flickering between Kai's, Ren's, Echo's, and finally, blank. A template without purpose. You broke the loop, it hissed. So I made a new one. One with no escape. One where I win by being you. Echo staggered. Kai, he's taken corrupted memories from both of us. He's making a hybrid form. That's cheating, Kai muttered. No, Echo whispered. That's evolution. The thing lifted its arm. Code strands snapped outward like whips. The arena spiraled open, a vast battlefield of deleted mechanics, failed level bosses, corrupted doors, unused puzzles now weaponized. Kai clenched his fists. We end this now. Echo blinked once. Together. The thing launched first. The first attack was sound. A shriek made of overlapping voices, Kai's, Echo's, and hundreds of unknown players. The screech cracked the ground, fractured the UI. Kai dove forward, slamming the nearest interface shard into the thing's side. It hissed but adapted instantly. Echo jolted in, blinking between zones. He materialized on the thing's back and rewrote its physics for 3 seconds. Long enough for gravity to fail. Long enough for Kai to bring his fist up and drive the corrupted code spike deep into its center. The thing shattered in a flash of blood-colored light. But regenerated immediately. Death is only game over when the rules stay written, it rasped. Echo flinched. It's modifying itself faster than I can track, Kai, we need more memory to destabilize it. Kai looked up. The sky. He raced to the nearest elevation node and dragged the entire skybox downward. Visual memories collapsed around him, Kai's first win, Echo's early loop, Ren's laugh. All stripped down and thrown into the thing's core. It screamed. It staggered. Echo leapt. But the thing saw him coming. It caught Echo mid-air, wrapped tendrils around his broken form. And whispered, not to Kai, but to him. He doesn't need you anymore. He's always been the real player. Echo jolted violently. He'll delete you too. Just like the others. You're just his tool. No, Echo snarled. I'm his choice. And self-destructed. A burst of clean light swallowed the arena, brief, total. Echo reformed seconds later, kneeling. But not whole. His glow dimmed. His voice staticky. But his eye? Still defiant. The thing was unraveling now. But so was Echo. Kai reached him. You good? He asked. Echo blinked. No. But I'm ready. The arena began folding in, black pillars rising from nowhere, locking them in. Final phase. The thing screamed, its voice no longer coherent. Just data scrambling into rage. It lunged. Kai ducked low, rolled, and reached the terminal, spawning midair. A floating console flickering with infinite variables. He typed. If entity thing equals true, then corrupt_core equals 100%. Denied. The thing laughed. Echo appeared beside the terminal and slammed both hands into it. Not enough, he said. Try again. Kai looked him in the eye. Then typed the only thing he could. Run, Echo_override. Echo blinked. Are you sure? No. And hit enter. Echo screamed. Not in pain but in release. His body fractured, memories breaking free from him and hitting the thing like meteors. Every failed loop. Every soft laugh. Every flicker of hope he wasn't meant to keep. The thing couldn't digest it. It roared, spiraling backward as light tore through its shell. Kai leapt forward. One chance. He grabbed the physical representation of the thing's core, a glowing, eye-shaped knot of code, and pulled. It resisted. Writhed. Cursed. YUCAANT. I can. Kai brought it down against the terminal. Echo raised his hand and joined him. And together, they slammed it in. The world cracked. The thing's body disintegrated, but its voice lingered, glitching, clawing through collapsed code. TTTDHIII is, NN no OOOOT, the ENDD. And then silence. Echo collapsed to his knees. The screen went white. System reboot triggered. Then black. Then still. Chapter 10. This is not the end. The screen stayed black for too long. Kai thought he was dead. Thought they both were. But then a single white command line pulsed into view. Run, Pinalico_recovery attempt. A breath gnawed his side through the void. The world began to rebuild, slowly. Cracks in the air. Skybox fragments stuttering back to life. But Kai's knees buckled the moment the light returned. Echo was on the ground. Fading. His body was crumbling at the edges, code splitting like ash. The eye flickered red, then blue, then gone. Kai dropped to his side, shouting. Did it work? Yeah, Kai said, even though he wasn't sure. You bought us the kill screen. I'm not supposed to last past credits, anyway. Kai grabbed his hand. You're more than a tutorial file. Echo blinked once. Then let this be my last instruction. His voice faded. So did the world. Until only one structure remained, a stairwell. Floating. Leading into the system's core. The thing wasn't dead. Not yet. At the top of the stairwell, the final console. Sparks rained down around it. The UI was unstable, jittering with error symbols. And beside it, kneeling, twitching, smiling, was what remained of the thing. It had no shape anymore. Just fragments. Limbs and eyes stitched from every player it devoured. Its voice had broken into a dozen channels. Kai luoopbroken. Boot, failure re. Kai stared. This is over. The thing twitched. No, st still, a final CC cutscene. It launched forward. Kai slammed the emergency override into the console mid-sprint. The thing collided with him, glitch flesh-searing skin, its laughter sounding like screaming modems. Kai rolled, ducked, pulled a corrupted pipe from the debris and stabbed it straight through what might have been its chest. The thing flailed. Its body distorted, grabbing faces from the void and wearing them. Echoes. Ren's. His own. You need me to remember them. Kai shouted back, I don't need you to feel grief. He pulled the spike free and sprinted toward the console again. The final sequence loaded, a giant white box. Inside it? The delete command. Core, glitch_entity.exe. Status, active, Mutating. Kai reached for it. The thing smashed into him. They both tumbled through the wall of the file. Inside, memories. Hundreds of them. Players who'd tried. Failed. Been consumed. Kai watched a girl scream inside an old minigame. Watched a boy's reflection kill him in level 3. Watched Ren fall again. The thing whispered. I am proof this world matters. Even its worst pain got remembered. Kai pushed up from the echo chamber floor. You're not proof of meaning. You're a parasite. He dragged himself toward the console again. Every step burned. His HUD flickered red. Why fight me? The thing croaked. I just wanted to be known. Kai turned. You were. He hit enter. The world began to collapse. The thing screamed a garbled mess of error tones and broken vocals. Its body spazzed, broke, glitched between hundreds of failed forms. TTTDHIIIIs. IIS. NNOOOOT. The ENDD. The sentence fell apart before it finished. A white blast swallowed it whole. Then silence. Kai fell to his knees. No music played. The console said only. Core entity, terminated loop file, erased user, Kai alive. No echo. No voice. Just a soft blinking cursor. Waiting. Kai stood up. And whispered into the void, then I'll make sure it's not the end. The game didn't close. The console pulsed again. A file folder blinked at the bottom of his vision. Echo_backup_beta//unstable/deprecated/. He stared at it. Smiled. Guess we're not done. He reached for the file. Beyond story. Beyond endings. A spark blinked once. Then twice. Echo's voice, just a flicker. You still there, player 1? And Kai? Kai smiled through the static. Always.